Okay,
My cat seems to be stuck.
so number one, it says state all possible names for each figure. It's multiple choice. But, no, we'll grade tomorrow. So, number one, is it a rectangle, rhombus, and a square?
No.
Is it a rhombus?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes. Is it a rectangle?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Because what makes a rectangle a rectangle?
90
90-degree angles. Is it a square?
Yes.
Yes. But you have to list as many, you got to choose the option that lists all possible answers. So, is it a parallelogram? Is it a quadrilateral? Yeah, so it's option C. What did quadrilateral mean? Four equal sides. Or four sides, sorry. Number three. It's definitely a quadrilateral. All the options are that. Is it a parallelogram?
Yeah. No. It's not.
No, it's not. Wait.
I thought it was
Wait.
chilling.
Wait.
No, but it was chilling.
It's a kite.
Are you serious right now, bro? You said it's a kite.
It's not? Yes.
What do you guys think?
What are we looking at?
It's a kite.
Number-
Three is a kite.
Number
I'm gonna
three.
be different and say.
Oh, I was looking at
Roll
two.
for it.
I was looking at two, alright.
I felt so stupid. I was like, what is it? Not a kite?
Wait, are
Okay.
we doing two or
That
three?
is a
We're doing three.
That is
Oh
a-
shoot, we're doing three. Oh no.
It
bro.
is
I was
not
looking at two.
a parallelogram because the opposite sides are not parallel, but it is a kite.
Thank you.
Listen, I was looking at the wrong one.
I still blame you.
I was looking at two.
Okay, number five is a quadrilateral. Is it a parallelogram?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it a rectangle?
Yes.
So what's the best option?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one again.
Oh, orange.
I'm
The
doing the,
number's right next to it.
doing the odds.
I know.
Number seven. What is that? A trapezoid is also a quadrilateral. Number nine, is that a parallelogram?
No.
Is nine a parallelogram? Is it a rhombus?
No.
No.
What's wrong with this again?
Four equal sides. Is it a trapezoid?
No.
What's a trapezoid?
That's like wasn't it
Parallel
like
side.
thingy
One
or the
parallel side.
thingy and like yes.
Pair of parallel sides.
Wow.
Yeah. The base. Okay. Is it a kite?
No.
No.
So it's just a quadrilateral. Sometimes you have to kind of turn your head a little bit to tell it's a kite.
What's an isosceles trapezoid?
It's an isosceles trapezoid.
Okay, explain it.
Trapezoid that's isosceles.
What does it look like?
It has two equal sides.
It looks like number 11.
Okay. So yeah, state the most specific name for each figure. So there's only going to be 11 is a what? Isosceles trapezoid. No, the most specific name usually means one word, but in 11's case it is two words. So, like 12 technically is a rectangle and a rhombus, but that's not the most specific name. Okay, 13, what's that thing? Yeah, nothing special about it, so it's just a quadrilateral. $15, rectangle. $17, parallelogram. This is the slowest pickup of all time.
I was like working on it, but then
So you're like an 80-year-old man.
What? See, I told you you're an old man.
you.
Oh yeah, I forgot the old Hope jokes.
Wow.
I was in
Not that old.
I was in a drive-through the other day, and some guy like dropped his change, and then he tried to get out of his car, but it hit the building, and then he pulled forward, and he got out of the car, and then he was really old, and he went down to pick up his change, and then like his phone fell out of his pocket.
Wait, what was his name?
He said it. I don't know who it was.
Oh, wow.
That's gonna be.
And he cursed, and then he was like. I was like,
It's very good over. It seems like you have experience.
I was like, let's go, old man. No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm old.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not laughing because that's me in 30 years. All right, I'm not like you. I have a soul. Okay. All right. Number 1, what's that thing? No specific name. Parallelogram. Number 3,
Thingy.
rectangle.
Thingy.
Very helpful, Caden.
Are you serious right now?
Number 5,
Quadrilateral.
I did not mean to print out this page. I meant to do an angles page, but whoops, I screwed up.
We're already doing it. Too late.
Are you serious? I don't know.
I'll print one off and get one machine. Okay, 7 is a what?
That's all I could think of.
Number 9, parallelogram. Number 11, quadrilateral.
No, quadrilateral. Wait, no, kite. Wait.
How can we tell if it's a kite or not?
Two pairs of
Configuration number 1.
Yeah, it's got to have congruent sides. Like the 8.6 and 12 should be the same. Okay, 13. This is different a little bit because it says state all possible names for each figure. So it's going to have a lot of answers. Now, all 13 through 18, those are all quadrilaterals. So you don't have to write that part down. But is 13, is that a parallelogram? Yeah, so write that down.
Which one?
13.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a rectangle? Is it a rhombus? Is it a square? Is there anything else? No, that's all. So that's kind of our options. Parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, square, trapezoid, kite. Those are like all the options. What's 15? No, kite.
Also be a
Oh,
parallel.
because it's different.
Kite has to have different sides. 2 and 2. Is it something else besides a rhombus? Parallelogram. $17. Kite. Is it a parallelogram? No. No. Kites are not parallelograms. All right. Number 1 is a what? Number 1 is a rhombus because they're all 4 the same.
Is that your fancy one?
Yep. says what best classifies, so rhombus.
Okay.
Actually, the other three options don't classify it at all, so. Alright. Number 2, what are the coordinates of the midpoint of diagonal AC? How could we find the midpoint?
Midpoint.
Well, midpoint formula, which was what?
That was like the average of both of them.
Yeah, average X. So we're finding the midpoint of A and C, so it's negative 5, 1, and 3, 5. So it's X plus X, negative 5 plus 3, over 2, and Y plus Y, over 2. So what's that come out to? Midpoint formula is still up there. It's been up there for a long time. Alright, let's jump back to the next page.
Wouldn't that be jumping forward to the next page?
No. Okay, number 5, Ashanti is surveying for a new parking lot shaped like a parallelogram. She knows that 3 of the vertices of parallelogram ABCD are blah blah blah. Find the coordinates of point D and sketch parallelogram ABCD on a set of axes. Justify mathematically that the figure you have drawn is a parallelogram. Okay, so if you look at that picture, the x-axis is all the way at the bottom. So you don't draw in an x-axis and a y-axis. The y-axis is all the way on the left. So do you guys know what quadrant it's in?
Positive.
1, it's the first quadrant. Because all the points are in the first quadrant, so they just drew the first quadrant. So, whoops, not that.
Go shut up.
I think your voice is beautiful and thanks, Papa. I love you. It's like,
I do not feel safe in this classroom.
you're just jealous you have a voice like her.
Really not.
Wasn't talking to you, I hope.
Alright, so this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. And it says A is at 0, 0. B is at 5, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. We didn't need that big of a graph, did we? C is at 6, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. There we go. And then we're supposed to say where D would go. Any ideas?
No.
If it's from B to C, would have to be parallel. The slope would have to be parallel, right?
Right, so there's things we know about the opposite sides of parallelograms. B and C would have to be parallel to AD, and it would have to be the same length as well, right? So this little BC line over here would have to be the same as the one over here. So how much, like what is the slope? How much is this going up and over? It's going up 3 and over 1. That's the slope, 3 over 1, 3. So this line is going to go up 3 and over 1. Same length, same slope. So that's D right there. At 1, 3. How could we prove it's a parallelogram? What makes a parallelogram a parallelogram? Parallel lines. And what do parallel lines, what do we know about parallel lines? Their slopes are the same. So this slope was 3 over 1, which is 3. This slope is 3 over 1, because we made it that way. This slope is rise 2, run 5. This slope is 2 over 5. And this slope is 2 over 5. Okay. I'm going to jump over to 7. The coordinates of the vertices of quadrilateral height are blah 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 blah. Prove it's a rectangle. So you don't have to draw it, as they say, but yeah, I'm going to make you draw it. So go ahead and draw that. So it's negative 3, 6. Y is 2, 9. P is 8, negative 1. And E is 3, negative 4. Alright, so we're supposed to prove it's a rectangle. What makes a rectangle a rectangle?
All sides are, or all angles are 90 degrees.
90-degree angles, and it's also a parallelogram. So if we can just show it's a parallelogram with one 90-degree angle, then all the angles have to be 90 degrees. So how can I show it's a parallelogram? Slopes. Well, it's kind of a lot to count from Y to P. So how could I find the slope? Slope formula. So
You need to stop.
so anyway, this is like 2, 9 and 8, negative 1.
I had a bad taste in my mouth, so I had to get rid of it.
Here, I have some.
So you can do Y minus Y over.
You don't get gum. You're gonna swallow it. We don't give you gum anymore.
You swallow.
Hope, do not give him gum.
You need to stop swallowing them. You need to stop.
Yeah, Olivia.
She's not talking.
You said
Oh.
those.
Not everything is food. Caden.
I agree. I don't eat
So
my
stop eating your pencil.
I don't eat my toothbrush, but I put it in my mouth all the same.
Okay, so y minus y over x minus x, and that's negative 5/3.
Bro.
Stop.
Okay, and then h, negative 3/6.
Stop. Don't eat that.
Not food.
Man. How do you swallow gum though?
What do you mean? No, let me tell you.
It's not
He
an
knows how to
owl.
swallow a crayon.
Oh my
You
god.
swallow a crayon?
Bro,
He eats
this
crayons.
guy-
That's nasty, man.
And erasers.
This guy's a racist.
Calm down, bro.
What is expensive?
The smartest guy in class is also the dumbest.
Okay. So I got the slopes for those are negative 5/3. For the other two, they're a little bit shorter, so let's just count. What's the rise and the run? What's the rise there? 3. And what's the run? 5. So this one is 3/5, and this one is, guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3/5. Okay, so I know it's a parallelogram because they're parallel. How do I show it's a rectangle? Yeah. How do I show it's a rectangle? Perpendicular. How do I show two lines are perpendicular?
The slopes are the negative.
Slopes are opposite reciprocals. So our 3/5 and negative 5/3,
Yes.
are these opposite reciprocals? So I'll just put our perpendicular slopes. So it's a 90-degree angle, so it's a rectangle.
Oh my gosh, I swear I missed.
Just knowing that someone behind me is just chewing on their pencil.
I look
That's
over,
enough.
I look over and he's just doing
All right, why don't you guys finish that up?